What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So guys, this week we have double cash and double RP on the payouts of the Humane Labs raid heist. So today we're going to do a quick guide. We're going to go over all the setups and of course the final as well. If you want to launch the heist, first of all, you can do it from the heist planning room in your high-end apartment. If it's the first time that you're doing this, you first have to complete the Fleeka job heist and then also the prison break heist. And then afterwards you can do the third one, which is the Humane Labs raid heist. In total, there are 5 setups. For all of the 5 setups, you will need 4 players, which is really annoying because as you guys know, with the original heists, it's really hard to get people to join. So if you are doing it with randoms, be prepared to wait in lobbies. A good tip that I can also give you guys is just join other people. The setups are also double cash and RP this week, so they actually pay decent, especially if you put it on hard mode. So it's actually not that bad to join other people, and it's much easier than hosting yourself. Now the first setup is the key code setup. Very simple, you just have to go to the meeting point. When you're at the meeting point, everyone has to get in position. The bodyguard and the businessman just have to wait in the middle of the parking lot for the contact to arrive, and then the other 2 people, they have to wait on the south and the north lookout post, but don't worry, it's all marked on your map with a yellow dot. Now when the contact arrives, the FIB also arrives, and then you have to take out the agents. After you take out the agents, you have to pick up the suitcase that the contact dropped, and then you simply have to deliver it back to the apartment. While delivering it, you will also have some other FIB agents chasing you, but this is definitely not a difficult setup mission. Next up, we have the insurgent setup. Again, a pretty simple one, I would say. All you have to do is go to the quarry, steal 2 insurgents, deliver them to the drop-off point, and that's pretty much it. Now for this mission, and actually for all of the setup missions, and maybe even the final, if you have a Toreador, it's really a vehicle that I recommend. So with setup missions for heists, as you guys know, you cannot use any vehicle, but the Toreador is one that you can use. It has an infinite amount of torpedoes or missiles. It has good armor. It's fast. So definitely a good vehicle, or maybe even the best vehicle to use in these setups. So get the insurgents, deliver them like I said, pretty simple, nothing too difficult, just make sure that you don't die. Next up, we have the EMP setup. First of all, you have to go to the dinghy. Your entire team has to get in the boat. After everyone gets in, you have to go to the aircraft carrier, which you probably already know from business battles and other missions. When you arrive at the aircraft carrier, you have to get to the flight deck. So you basically start at the bottom. You have to go all the way to the top where the aircrafts are. There will be a lot of guards, but to be honest, you are 4 people. If everyone knows how to shoot a bit, it's not that difficult. Also, make sure that you have enough snacks for all of the setups, by the way, in general. With the new shortcuts to use snacks, it's a lot easier, to be honest. So make sure that you buy them before you start the setup missions. When you get to the flight deck, there is a Hydra over there. This Hydra you have to steal because it actually contains the EMP that you will later on use during the final and also in another setup mission. One person has to steal the Hydra, and then the others can just take a laser so they can protect the Hydra. You can see there will be some jets following you. These jets, to be honest, they are not that good, so they probably won't hit you. They're also pretty easy to take out, so after you have taken out all of them, simply deliver the Hydra to the Sandy Shores airfield, and that's the mission. So again, a pretty easy setup, not really difficult, and you should be able to do this on your first try, at least if you have a decent team. Next setup mission is called Valkyrie. In this mission, you have to steal a Valkyrie helicopter from Merryweather, I think it is. So you have to go to their hangar at the docks, take out all of the guys, and then at the back of the hangar you will see that there is a Valkyrie that you can steal. Now you could also get to the helicopter if you go from the side, so you don't necessarily have to go through the hangar. My teammate over here did this, but he did it on his own. So then he took the helicopter and he just flew off. The problem is when you do this, you don't really have anyone to operate the guns, because with the Valkyrie you need at least 1 co-pilot, so he couldn't really protect himself. So if you plan on doing the same, make sure that you have at least 1 person with you. So then you just have to take the helicopter to the drop-off point. Make sure that you take out all of the helicopters. So in this case, the guy couldn't do it on the way there, so he just did it on the place itself. It's no issue. Deliver the helicopter, and that's the setup mission. So again, a lot of killing, but if you have snacks, If you just take it easy, it's definitely not difficult. Then the last setup mission, deliver EMP. This is a pretty difficult one, so make sure that you have kind of a decent team. Get to the insurgent at the drop-off point. Everyone has to get in the insurgent. The insurgent basically has the EMP in the back, and you're gonna deliver it to the Humane labs so that you can use it during the final. So get in the insurgent, go to the Humane labs. When you get there, you can kind of scope out the Humane labs with the security cameras. Make sure that you kind of know where the guards are, because in this mission you have to take out the guards stealth. You have to do it stealth, and after you take out all the guards you have to take in the insurgent, and then you basically have to plant it over there so you can use it in the final. So the two guys at the gates, kill them with a headshot. Make sure to use a gun with a suppressor. Then when you pass this point, you can see that there is a insurgent coming. Now my teammates were too slow, so normally you can hide behind the building on the left and just let it pass. But if your teammates are too slow, you can also just take out the driver. Make sure that you do this again with a clean headshot. Then you just have to follow this road and just clear it. Kill everyone that's on there and make sure that the alarm doesn't go off, because afterwards you have to bring in the insurgent and bring it to the back. So when killing the guards, first of all, make sure that you stay out of their blue cones. So you can see on the map, every guard has like a blue cone. This is their cone of vision. When you take them out, do it with a single headshot. If you have two guards standing next to each other, just take them out very fast after each other. You can do this on your own if you do it fast enough, or you can also just do it with another person and just say, okay, I take the guy on the left, you take the guy on the right, and then just time it. When you get to the garage door at the back, you have to do this simple hack. Then the garage door will open. You have to get the insurgent back from the entrance, drive it to this point, and just park it in the garage. Afterwards, you have to leave the Humane labs, and that's pretty much the setup. Now over here, by the way, I was doing this with 3 randoms, so you guys probably noticed that the way we did it, it wasn't really organized, it was kind of chaotic. But at the end, the most important thing is that you pass the setup mission and that you can go on to the final. So in the final, the total payment is 2.36 mil. This is with the double cash and double RP of this week. So normally it's half of this. If you get 55% as the host, that's 1.3 mil almost. In the heist final, you have 3 roles. First of all, the ground team. This is 2 people. Then the pilot and then also the gunner. First of all, I will show you guys the role of the ground team. And then I will also show you guys the role of the gunner, and the pilot is kind of obvious. So first of all, everyone has to get to the Valkyrie. Then you have to go to the drop-off point. At the drop-off point, the 2 people from the ground team, they have to jump out and basically parachute to the Humane labs. When you get down, you will switch to night vision, because you will basically activate the EMP that you planted in the last setup mission. You have to go to this door over here, so the garage doors, and basically blow up the control panel. So that's this button over here. You can do this with a RPG, you can do this with a sticky bomb, it doesn't really matter. And after you blow it up, the door should open immediately. Now after this point, you just have to go through the lab and kill a bunch of people. So a good gun that you could use over here is the assault shotgun, or if you don't have this, you can also just use a carbine rifle. Now for the ground team, the task is pretty simple. You just have to make your way through the lab and kill everyone that's on your way. So the most important thing here is just not to die, look at your health, and also make sure to stack up on snacks before that you start. After a while, you will arrive over here. You can see 2 green dots on the map. You have to swipe both key cards at the same time. So 2 players have to press X on PlayStation, for example, at the same time. The same as in the Diamond Casino heist and the KO Perico heist. After you're done over here, you have to get in the elevator and then go down to the cooling tunnel. Again, the path that you have to follow will be kind of clear. Now when you arrive here, I know it's kind of dark, but you simply just have to get in the water and equip a rebreather. Rebreather, you can equip it on console by pressing left on D-pad. After you get in the water, you just have to swim to the bottom, and then over there is a tunnel that you have to follow, and it will basically take you to the ocean. And then over there you have to meet with the Valkyrie, so with the pilot and also the gunner. When you get to the surface and when you get back on land, just be careful for the propellers of the helicopter, so make sure that it doesn't kill you. So either wait in the water or somewhere on the side. Now just to show you guys what the other team does while the ground team is in the lab. So after you drop off the ground team, you simply have to hold off the security, so basically kill everything that comes to the Humane labs. So at first it will be cars and then also helicopters. If you are the gunner, by the way, you can choose between the miniguns on the side, or you can just choose the front gun. So when you get in the helicopter, you either get in from the sides or the front. And I really recommend that you use the front gun. So this is the one that I'm using over here. So get in the front of the helicopter. You cannot change this afterwards without landing. Now it's pretty easy to shoot with this gun. The pilot obviously just has to fly the helicopter, so they have to make sure that the gunner can always see the targets and that they're also close enough to actually hit them. So the Valkyrie then has to go to the meeting point. The entire team gets in the Valkyrie. Then you have to take out some more helicopters, and after this you just have to go to the meeting point, and that's the end of the heist. So the final itself, to be honest, it's not really difficult. I think the most difficult mission is the deliver EMP one, but if you know how to do stealth in GTA a bit, it's actually also not that hard. The most difficult part in general about this heist, I have to be honest, is just getting the people. So just gathering the people to do the heist. I did all of this with randoms, so it really took a lot of waiting, a lot of patience, but at the end I made it. So it is possible. So 55%, 1.3 mil for the Elite Challenge, under 11 minutes, less than 2% vehicle damage, and then also nobody gets wasted. By the way, after you finish the heist, you always have a cooldown time of 48 minutes before you can replay it. So guys, that was it. Make sure to like, subscribe, check out my Discord server in the description, and peace out, you guys.